Hey guys, I'm back, and so soon. Well, yeah, what do they say? Go ahead and make your plans. God laughs. At any rate, the reason I'm back, a couple of reasons, and one is it occurred to me when I posted that video the other day that maybe I could. I don't want to come off as a know-it-all, but maybe you could learn from a lot of the mistakes I made on YouTube when I was trying to deal with legalists. Okay, and that's just to follow the doctrine. It's nothing, no special word that I got. It's right there in Pauline doctrine. You go back, twice with a reprobate. It's addressed in Titus, I believe. And the other thing that I've debated with whether I wanted to put this up and talk about it, but I think I want to get some feedback on it. I find it very interesting. Somebody sent me this thing. Hang on one second. I roll my own tobacco, okay, in case there's any of those kind of folks out there. Yeah, we all do what we do. We're trying to get by day to day. Somebody sent me this thing about the Barna Group. I'd never heard of them before. Barna. And they're a Christian research group. And they came out with the 100 most post-Christian cities in America. And they had a list of criteria, 16 points, I believe. And if you found yourself saying yes to 13 of those, well, you were, well, we don't want to know what you were. Again, the doctrine is regard no man in the flesh. All right, don't be fleshly. Don't get under the law. But I was kind of grateful that I received this thing about this poll that they did, or this criteria, their metric, whatever it was. They determined the 100 better cities, and it wasn't L.A. in the top 5 even. Surprisingly enough, Portland, Oregon was in there, and then the bottom 50, the better cities to live in. Theoretically, if you believe their poll, would be the Bible Belt cities in the U.S. So, but I was grateful that I got this on another account because it made me think of what David did back in, I think it's in 2 Samuel, with the census. He took a census. And there's a great lesson to be learned here, especially from those of you who would be bullied, not by legalists so much, but maybe you're younger in the faith and would be suffer spiritual bulliedom at the hands of Washer and Piper and these guys, because these are pros, all right? These are professionals, and they're preaching a work salvation. But the main, as I recall, God gave David a choice, because he was angry with him for taking the census, of 3 punishments, and 2 of the 3 dealt with man's mercy, or that milk of human kindness, whereas the third was pestilence. That was God's punishment, and he enacted it. I think 70,000 dropped. But again, this was a different era. They were seeing visible manifestations. They had no excuse, all right? But the lesson, I think, is with these guys is they're not spiritual. They don't understand that God does things in totality. If you look at the creation story, male and female, he created them. And what did he call them? Mr. and Mrs.? No, he called them Adam. All right. Eve was still there. She still had her own personality and identity. But in God's viewpoint, she and everyone who came after, for a long, long time, were in Adam, and we suffered the consequences and still do on a physical basis. So these folks aren't thinking spiritually, and they're not seeing that God does things in totality. So if he was jealous of David messing with his property, is what he was doing, counting the people, and the people didn't belong to David. Israel belonged to God. And today, the body of Christ, he's very jealous of. Okay, and he does not like it being attacked by wolves. So just a couple of things to keep in mind, when you're making your videos and stuff. Learn from my mistakes. Don't get involved with these guys. You know, the adversary loves to wear out the saints of the Most High. And talk to you next time. God bless. Bye-bye.